Hello everybody, I am Ariana. This video is dedicated to all of you who are interested in Taos City of Light or cities of light generally. And as Taos City of Light or creation of cities of light is part of Group of 40, I will be also talking about Group of 40. So, let me explain to you how I was introduced to Group of 40. It was in 2007, and at that point I was very, very ill, and to the point that I didn't want to live anymore. And I have decided to get myself a channeling in order to find a solution. And what happened was that I was told that I am an Arcturian starseed and that it would be beneficial for me if I found a group of like-minded, which would be my support group. At the time, I was familiar with the word of light worker or starseed. I read some books about the Pleiadians, but the Arcturians was pretty new concept for me, so I googled it, and I have actually found a local group in my home city, Taos. So there was a group here at the time which was meeting, and the founder of the group, John Murray, he was channeling 3 aspects of himself. Tomar, the Arcturian. Tomar is the Arcturian temple master. You may meet him if you bilocate with me to the Temple of Healing on Arcturus. Then he channeled John Beloved and also an aspect of him from another universe. This group would meet on Sundays at his home, and I joined the group, and sure enough, just to be around like-minded really helped to bring a new perspective to my life. Now, John was a member of Group of 40. Now let me tell you about Group of 40. David Miller is the channel for Group of 40. In 1993, he was camping with his wife Gudrun at the Chaco Canyon. No, sorry, not Chaco Canyon, the Grand Canyon. So they are camping, and suddenly he is hearing voice. And this voice introduced itself as Giuliano. And he said he's the commander of Starship Athena, and he is from Arcturus. And he was explaining to David about what is expected to happen on planet Earth. He said that planet Earth is going through a dimensional shift. And this is a very volatile state. Not every planet that's going through dimensional shift makes it. Specifically the biosphere. So if something goes wrong with the biosphere, it can collapse very quickly. And he also said that in the Arcturus star system, there was a planet where the biosphere collapsed, and it happened because there was imbalance between the spiritual evolution and the technical evolution of the humanity on this planet. And that means that there was lots of technical knowledge, and the people wasn't enough spiritually advanced. And what happened, there was some sort of accident, and the biosphere then collapsed, and so the Arcturians are very passionate about planetary healing. I may do another video just about the Arcturians. He asked David to create a group of 40. Not only a group of 40 groups, but 40 members in each group. So 40 times 40 is 1600, and this is a very powerful number combination. It has been done before on another planets, so the Arcturians are passionate about assisting another planets that are going through the dimensional shift, and it worked previously. It doesn't work very well on our planet because we are so diverse. So first of all, there are so many languages, so many races, so many religions, and because of that we don't quite have 40 groups of 40 people in 2020, which is 27 years after the group was formed. We have I don't know, somewhere close to 2,000 members, and we have many groups all over the world. So the group that was meeting here in Taos was part of group of 40. It was one of the 40 groups, and I became member of the group, and 2 years later we have downloaded Taos City of Light. So Giuliano brings a monthly lecture every month. Ever since 1993, he would talk about planetary healing and ascension and such, and then in 2009 he was talking about creating intersections of dimensions. So an intersection means that the humans raise the vibration, and then the galactics lower their vibration, and we are able to create a intersection. We are holding a frequency, we are creating a reality where we can meet. And in order to help with that, he asked us to download 12 cities of light. These cities of light would be like corridor of light, and they would be the intersection. So the people in these cities would consciously working with raising the frequency in their community, and then the Arcturians and other galactics and ascended masters would help to create this intersection of dimensions. This is practically the new Earth. So all these cities of light are part of the new Earth. So that was in 2009, and Taos was the very first group that volunteered to become a city of light. And in that year we had several cities of light activated. What happens at that time is that we are in alignments with starship Athena. A etheric basket is lowered down, and in that etheric basket the entire unified energy field of the community is placed and lifted up on the starship, where it's completely purified of any lower vibrations, and it is filled up with higher vibrations and codes and blueprints for the city of light. And then the basket is lowered down. At the same time, we are downloading these frequencies into crystals. In our case, we have formed a circle around Taos. People was holding crystals in their hands. The energy was downloaded into the crystals, and the crystals was then buried. So we have a circle of crystals all around Taos. This method was later improved in that sense that now these activations of cities of light are done in that way that you get together with your group members, and we have 4 large crystals. The energy is downloaded into these 4 crystals, and then after the ceremony we go into the 4 directions and bury the crystals out there. So it's a little bit easier. Now, a couple of later, John was transitioning, and he asked me to take over, and I became the coordinator of the group, and so we've been working with this Taos City of Light concept for the past 10 years. At this point, there's over 100 cities of light anchored by a group of 40. Some of them are not active. Imagine that if the coordinator of the group moves away or loses interest, and the groups then go dormant. It's not meeting anymore, so there are no activities. So this happens quite often. Out of the 110 cities of light that was downloaded, only some 64 are now active. So all these years we have been meeting on a regular basis. People was coming, people was leaving, and our main intention was to work with the unified energy field of Taos. The human body has an aura. The aura has the mental body and the emotional body, the spiritual body. The community Taos, or generally any town, city, country, has an energy field. And in that energy field are stored all the emotions and thoughts of all the people who ever lived there or visited. There's the information of all the events that ever unfolded. There's the information or imprints of all the animals, all the plants. It's like a huge library. So our task is to keep this unified energy field clear. So part of our work is to release the lower vibration and fill it up with the highest potential. We have a star sister city, and we have a planetary sister city. Our planetary sister city is Santa Fe, and in March we will be adding another sister city, which is called Fairhope, Alabama. So it means that we are a triangle. Our star sister city is also called Taos and is on Arcturion. So what does that do to have these sister cities? Well, the planetary sister cities, they complement each other. We exchange energies. We gift them with our unique energies. So like, let's say in Taos we have the Taos mountain and its purity, strength and magnetic power. We are sensing a huge crystalline bed below the mountain, which may be a inner earth city, we don't know. There are those who already sensed the city of light, who knew about it before I even started talking about it. We have a strong connection to the grandmothers and grandfathers, to the spirit of these mountains. We have the energies of the Pueblo. We have these energies of the Southwest. So all that we can take and gift to the other sister cities, and they gift us with their unique frequencies. What it ultimately does is that we are strengthening the network of cities of light. So when we are talking about these cities of light, we are talking about network. We are networking because we are anchoring the fifth dimension on planet Earth. So creation of these planetary sister cities is strengthening of this network, because we visit each other, we do number of events online and offline. The connection with the star sister city, it has to do with that this star sister city, which volunteered to be our star sister city, because that's how it happened. We sent out a call saying that we would like to open ourselves up to communication with another city in galaxy which already went through what we are going through. So this means that the star sister cities that volunteered to be star sister cities to the cities of light within group of 40, they went through the ascension themselves. Now it may have been a different experience on every planet. You never know how the ascension process will unfold. So what we do is we take the unified energy field of Taos and we actually bilocate to our star sister city, and there we are assisted in the releasing of the lower vibrational energies, and then we are filled up with the high frequencies and the codes, and of course most of it is done, or we don't really know what's happening. We go there with open heart and trusting in spirit that, and there's always that intention for the highest good of all. So when we bring the unified energy field down, we download it into the physical and into the crystals we have around Taos. Now let's talk about some of the Arcturian technologies we are using in our ongoing energy work. The first of them would be the etheric crystal, which we have downloaded below Taos Plaza. This etheric crystal is huge, perhaps a quarter mile in diameter, and it's etheric. It means it's not physical. This crystal is a duplica of the etheric crystal we have downloaded into Mount Shasta. And this crystal is one of the 12 etheric crystals we have downloaded with the Arcturians. These crystals are duplica of a crystal located in the middle of a lake, and this lake is in middle of a temple. Often in our bilocations we go to the crystal temple lake where we meet our fifth dimensional self. This crystal was duplicated 12 times, and these crystals was downloaded in pristine places around the planet. And although they are of the same origin, depends on where they are downloaded, they hold different energy. So the one at Mount Shasta has to do with harmonizing with the planet. Communicating with the planet, which is why it's so important to work with the native peoples. So when we work with the cities of light, we are guided by the galactics. At the same time, we are asked to follow or include or invite the native peoples. Follow their practices because they know how to communicate with Gaia. As the cities of light are part of the planetary healing, it is really important to know how to communicate with the planet. So we have a duplica of the one from Mount Shasta, and it's below Taos Plaza. Santa Fe group did the same, and they downloaded a duplica which is located below Santa Fe Plaza. And we have another one which is downloaded on Belen Mesa, because at the time we had a group meeting in Albuquerque. And what we would then do, we would get 3 of us together online. It was me from Taos, Amrit from Santa Fe, and another person in Albuquerque, and we would command the crystals to rise and form a perfect triangle above New Mexico, and then we would work with that. That was a technology. This changed lately, as we now have the third sister city, Fairhope, Alabama, and they have their crystal is duplica of the one downloaded at Montserrat, Spain, and this crystal has to do with Christ consciousness and the teachings of Joshua Sananda. So now when we meet online once a week, it's me for Taos, Amrit, the coordinator of the group in Santa Fe, and Bob, who is the coordinator of the Fairhope group. So we meet online and we work with variety of technologies, of which the etheric crystals are one. The etheric crystals are magnifiers. We use them in planetary healing. So let's say when we was working with the Fukushima spill, we would, all the group of 40 members, we would get together online, elevate the etheric crystal at Mount Shasta, and through that crystal we would be projecting healing thoughts towards the area with the spill. So we use these etheric crystals, the 12 original ones, for planetary healing. Let's say we would want to do a planetary healing session with intention to bring the polarized community of America into balance. We would raise the crystal at Manchester, and the one we have in Mexico in Copper Canyon, and the one we have in Canada in Lake Moraine, and they would form a triangle, and then we bilocate to the Ring of Ascension, which is another high technology we are using. I'll come to it later. So in that case, we bilocate to Ring of Ascension, and from there we are projecting thoughts which are written with light on the screen formed by the three crystals, and then we download it into the physical. So that's how we work with the crystals. And we have one below the plaza, and you can, by the use of your thought, just thought project yourself inside the crystal, and just feel and be one with it. When you one with it, you are equalizing the frequency, so you are charging up your spiritual batteries. So that's one of the tools. The other one is, as I mentioned, the Ring of Ascension. A Ring of Ascension is again etheric ring around planet. Looks kind of like the ring around is it Saturn, Jupiter? This Ring of Ascension. It's a place where the ascended masters and beings from on high meet with those people like us who bilocate, and we work together and we direct our energy as a unified mind. We send energy intentions to the planet, to specific locations. Now let us talk about the Omega Light and the Iskalia Mirror. The Omega Light is the undifferentiated source light. So it is neutral light. And when we work with it, we charge it, we direct it, we give it an intention. And there's a technology called Iskalia Mirror. You can look at it as a lens. And as we channel the Omega Light through the Iskalia Mirror, we give it the intention. It's like if the white light is spread in 7 rays. So this is done similarly. We split the Omega Light and give it a specific direction, focus, intention. And here we channel it with intention to bring the highest good for all involved in Taos. And of course we channel it through the crystal, because the crystal is a magnifier of the thought. So in closing, the co-creation and manifestation of Taos City of Light is something which is beyond our comprehension. We as third-dimensional beings, we can't comprehend what this is all about. But we have the heart and we are able to feel, and we are sensing. We have this in a knowing, and we fully trust in spirit that this is something we have volunteered to do at some point before we incarnated here. So if you feel called to join a group which is doing something that has never been done before, we have the Arcturian guidance, yes, but other than that, it's simply loving your community, being the love and light of who you are, and share it with your community. So what we do is we do lots of ceremonies and guided meditations where we open the portal of light and download all that's available to us in the present moment, from above, from below, and radiate it. And so that's another way how to reactivate that unified energy field of Taos, which we call Taos City of Light. We simply re-energize it, we fill it up with our love and light. And of course, always working with the 4 elements, 4 directions, the angelic realms, with all that entourage that's available to us. So if you resonate, please connect with me, and I'll let you know when we meet. Bye bye for now.